Good evening, Contest of Champions. Week 9 is over. We are more than halfway to the end of this football season. Week 10, double digits, baby, on the horizon. Anthony, how do you feel about that?
How are we halfway done every week? Every week we are halfway done with this league.
Listen, we're always halfway there.
Listen, we feel great, man. We feel
We're halfway
right. I would misclick. We feel great. We're gonna get into it. Kyle took a loss. Unfortunate for Kyle, but we're sitting so low at top of the leaderboard. 1 game lead. Nice little gain on points in Andrew this week. We love everything that happened last week.
Anthony is so hot right now.
I'm so hot right now. I've been orchestrating trades all day in another league as I was talking to Andrew. Only made one, but locked in a few. We're excited. I am in because we're going to talk about this as we get into this week's matchup. It is win now time, boys. No more waiting on guys to like come around, come off injury. No more bets on players. No. It's playoff time for a lot of these people sitting down here at 4 and 5. It is win and in scenarios. And if you take losses at this point in the season, boy, it's fucking Jover.
Yeah, that's the tough part. I mean, when you got so many people sitting with the same record, all it takes is one loss, and you are significantly behind the pack. That's what we see here. You know, our 3 and 6 boys, they've fallen. They got to start. I mean, they're almost in a need to win out type of situation. Get to 7 losses, tough. I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how it all shakes out. It is exciting. It is still forming. You got the 3 teams at the top. Kyle drops a game. But those teams got to start losing. Otherwise,
Nope.
It'll be tough for everybody else. Tough for everybody
Hard
else.
pass.
Speaking of losing, let's look
Hey.
at those pickups, baby.
Hey. Oh. Those are my picks. My picks are done, by the way, guys. Sag. -1 this week. You let me down,
Let's
Greg.
go. Juice Aloon. Nathan, the one and only, gets a point.
I hope that
We
guy
love
loses
that.
this week.
We increased that lead by 2 pointos.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
you're 2 points up now, season long.
We like that.
We don't like that.
Let's look at these matchups. Let's get into it.
It's waiver wire Wednesday. Nothing happened. Jeremy decided that he didn't want his fab anymore, so he spent it on Keaton. I'm never gonna get the ball, Mitchell. Just honestly, CJ Stroud for less than I would have thought. Evan with a nice snag, 2 fab. That's a nice win for Evan.
That's a great bet. That's a great bet.
And then I think there was like one more added player. Yeah, Craig added Riley Patterson. All right, not a lot going on there. Into the matchups. Hey, what do we have here? This was a surprise. Coming off of Thursday night, I started this week in the negative receiving yards. That's been the meme for George Pickens. I had -1 receiving yards going into Sunday, and the rest of the team really clutched up. Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott, #1 quarterback in fantasy football. Love that. And just a good performance from the boys. Evan's team forgot to come to play.
Yeah, strong performance from the old DST. Amari Cooper gets a goofy deflection touchdown. It still counts. Dak Prescott looking very hot. Can't win a football game, but he looks hot.
Who cares?
Who cares?
No, I sure don't.
Evan, my guy. If your highest scoring player is your defense,
Patrick Mahomes
your second highest scoring player is your kicker. That's not good.
I will say, as the week went on, right? I had George Pickens on Thursday. Things were not looking good. Immediately upon the Sunday morning game, Patrick Mahomes drove down the field, scored a touchdown. Everyone was sitting on 7 points. He finished that game with 16 points. I was ecstatic. Patrick Mahomes effectively gave back the entire projection loss that George Pickens lost me after 9:30. And Patrick Mahomes is his scariest player when you look at his roster. He had some guys on buys this week, some spooky guys. He's gonna get H-Man back.
Listen, let me ask you a question. Is it poor form to trade with Evan now that he is almost out of the playoff run?
No, not if you're giving
Okay.
equal value.
Okay, that's the thing. Some people think it's frowned upon
No way.
to trade with teams that are close to being out of the race.
I think
And
as
I was
long as
wondering
that
your take.
team trades with integrity and you're getting equal value around, I don't think it's poor form at all.
I would agree. I would agree with that statement.
Now, if they're just throwing pieces away, that's another story for another time. But I will say, in retrospect, I didn't think there was any way I was going to win that trade, but I kind of won the H.J. Addison trade just because of this injury that cost him all these weeks.
Yeah, the injury's been wild.
And even if I didn't win it, Evan definitely lost it because he just didn't have a player and lost a bunch of games.
Yeah, I think Evans' downturn is directly correlated to Tony Pollard just being a total bust.
It's the same week, isn't it? Isn't it week 6? I mean, yeah, those are not good weeks, but Tony Pollard, week 6, goes on bye. He loses Pollard and HN and then basically goes off a cliff. But yeah, Pollard being really fake is actually pretty wild. I mean, nobody saw it coming, right? But Mike Evans has not been good in this. I stand corrected. I didn't know he had that game. I was gonna say he's really good in the first half, but not great ancillary pieces for Evan this year. He doesn't have that stalwart on his team. Like he's got Patrick Mahomes and he's got the DST stack. If he just had one more guy, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown-esque player in his lineup every week scoring. I mean, we thought Evan was gonna be fine early season when he was like 0-2. Turns out just a bad skid and never recovered.
Yeah, big part is Tony Pollard. Big part is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Just not
Just
being
being
Patrick Mahomes.
Just being. I mean, he's being Patrick Mahomes, but he's just being mediocre in terms of fantasy football.
Yeah, that's not what you drafted him.
Dude, we say this every year.
Listen,
Patrick Mahomes is not a good fantasy football quarterback.
You lose one more, buddy. I don't know.
I mean, it might be over for you, Amir. Not to say.
Stay strong. Stay strong. Moving on. Listen, we gotta win. I don't really feel good about this.
Ew.
I don't feel good about this one. You know.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. David's special teams had a lot of points. I got bailed out by Brees Hall and Devontae Adams and Travis Kelce. Oh,
that's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Doing nothing. Listen. Sometimes you gotta get out there.
Did you start optimal?
Pretty darn close. Unless I started Jalen
Warren over Pacheco. Yeah, I was like, you were close to optimal here.
Lamar's been super bad.
Isn't that like back-to-back weeks with like 11 points?
He just hasn't had to do anything. They're
That's true.
Crushing people.
They're crushing people in the weirdest way.
Yeah, their defense is really good, and their running backs are really, really efficient. So you just don't have to do anything. Listen, we like this. It's a good win. It's a dirty, cheap win, but we'll take it. 100-point win, take it every day, baby.
Listen, we love Andrew only scoring 100 points.
Yeah,
that was a nice plus 20 week.
Wish we had a little bit more, but yeah, we can do it. David, stay strong out there, buddy. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Talk about ugly wins. Oh, let's take a look at the leaderboard. There's some poop.
This smells a little stinky. Dan.
You're probably matchup of the week too, by the way, because you guys came down to Monday night.
Dan gets a win. Bender riddled with injuries. Jalen Waddle injured. Jamar Chase injured. Dallas Goedert injured. Jalen Hurts injured, but not really.
That guy will be fine.
I mean, it's tough for Bender. He gets goosed, absolutely goosed. He keeps out Tank Dell, keeps out Alexander Madison, which I don't blame him for. Alexander Madison's been dookie butt. I did the exact same thing in another league, and we both get punished for it.
I had the exact same Michael Thomas Tank Dell stack in Fever, and it lost me the week. So I feel you, Bender.
It's unfortunate. Some roster decisions really make or break this one. Dan gets a good win. You know, it's cheap, it's dirty, but gosh darn, it's Dalton Schultz.
A W's a W.
Look at that score, dude. If Dalton Schultz just scores 6 points,
like he's supposed to.
Yeah, like he's projected to. I mean, oh my god. Listen, I still, I mean, obviously the Miami Dolphins had a tough matchup against the Chiefs, but Dan's got one of the weirdest teams I think I've seen. His team is so confusing every week. It's like, is it good or is it bad? I don't
You know
know.
who? I'm like hovering over him, but I'm not. You know who's a guy we haven't talked about? I think a single time this whole season is James Cook. I don't think we've brought this guy's name up one time all year on Dan's team. Um, I haven't been in another league, and I guess it's just because like where everybody drafted him, right, is like that 5th round. You're just like he's just the like fine RB2. Like a lot of the times he winds up in the teens. He's had a couple really bad weeks.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, you're okay with it. But like he has not been, I think, as consistent as some people would have liked.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a trade that I sent to Dan.
Wow, I'd
I
love to
I
hear it.
sent Dan effectively Saquon Barkley
Okay.
for Chris Olave and James Cook.
Uh,
He was not interested. Not interested at all.
So he then slots in Calvin instead of Olave.
You know, listen, who knows? Who knows?
I don't. It's not enough. Like no, Saquon Barkley's the best player on that trade. That's for sure. It's not enough, I think, where I would accept that trade. But as fake as Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith have been, Chris Olave is just one step behind in fakeness.
He is
Like,
not. So it's Chris Olave.
I want to look at this. I want to look at
It's
it.
Chris
Yeah.
Olave. I don't know. Everybody says he's so good.
It was like
But
this round 2 turn, right when you got to like this point, everybody was like, "Who am I picking?" And it was Chris Olave, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle, and everyone was like pining over those guys. In a lot of leagues, people wanted Olave. I wanted Olave. Dan picked him from me, and I got sad about it. I was like, "Oh no!" And just like those 3 guys who were supposed to be, because these are people who were picking Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler and Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill and Martin. They were picking these like elite guys, and they needed the second guy. Almost everybody from like here to here has been a complete letdown, except for literally Josh Allen and Travis Etienne. I mean, Joe Mixon's not a complete letdown. Gibbs isn't a
I won't argue
complete
that. I mean,
letdown, but like this turn was just
it's a tough turn.
bad.
Tough turn.
This is
But like
round 3 is
this is-
ugly, actually. Not
look at round 3 in general.
Oh, sorry.
Round 3's been terrible.
Yeah, so many guys just let down in this situation. I feel like this year more than ever, that turn specifically was like we believe in these guys who are gonna step up, and just none of them did.
That was a tough turn. Dan, good win, buddy. Good win. Bender,
Yeah.
get it together. I'm going to tell you every week to make a trade. You're not going to listen to me.
Every week. Every week. Yeah. Your depth doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter who you are. Your depth doesn't matter if you don't win games. Hope that guy loses this week.
Listen, I am confident that Juice Alun is going to make a big playoff push. Mark my words.
On the back of Juice himself, yes. This guy has been unstoppable. Look at this.
You're going to see Nathan in the playoffs.
I hope I don't.
Oh, you are. Mark him.
I mean, I don't want to see him. Can you see him? You take that order.
No. Greg. Come on now, Greg. You had a chance. You had a chance to pull away. And you slip right back down into the muck. No.
Go Chargers.
Justin Herbert, of course, repays Greg's fandom with a big old slap in the face. Chris Godwin, poop.
Greg was at that game.
Wow, that's even worse.
Greg went to that game, and he invited me to go because we talked about it for 6 months. But then I just like couldn't swing it, couldn't go. And I was like, if you come though, like let me know. He did not text me. I'm not upset about it at all, Greg. Greg was in New Jersey and did not say hi. I'm not upset.
Greg's a busy man. He's got things to do. Nathan just wins this outright with 8 players. So like that is impressive.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
All right.
Listen, the
Anyway,
RBs we've
moving
been
on.
talking about all season are coming alive. Here they are.
Shout out to Hunter Henry.
Shout out to Rashad White, bro.
Catch a tutty.
That's 3 straight
Yeah,
weeks of Rashad White being a real RB2 that nobody thought he could
he's
be.
been very solid.
Dude, Travis
Yes, with
Etienne, the
ETL
best running back in the league's bye week, and he gets a win. Now, Greg does get James Conner back this week, probably. Maybe next week, but probably this week. That's huge.
That'll be big, I think.
I think it'll be big. If Jamar Chase misses time, T. Higgins is also kind of hurt, but I think T will be fine, so that could be big. Look, Greg's path is clear. You're still the only guy, or one of two guys. Only guy? One of two guys? How many people have 5 wins? You're the only guy on 5 wins. Simply win 3 more games, Greg, and you're fine.
Agreed. Oh, Craig was pretty pumped. Pretty pumped to get this victory.
I mean, yeah, it saves the season.
He is still alive. The Las Vegas defense really coming in clutch.
Disgusting.
Johnny Smith, who'd have thought?
Disgusting.
I mean, he gets it done.
Nobody gets a dirty win like Craig.
Dude, Craig's the dirtiest. The dirtiest winner. He's the kind of guy that would start Zay Jones. That's the kind of guy Craig is. There's a Kyle, very unlucky. DK Metcalf has been a bust.
Oh, you lose anyway. Okay. Yeah.
1 catch, 50 yards. Gross.
It was early too. That's the worst part. That was like a first quarter catch.
He just has not been doing it.
That's certified bust. Doesn't have a double-digit week after his bye week. 4 straight. Or 3 straight because he didn't play in this game. But DeAndre Swift. He's fake. He's back.
Well, I mean, he's fine. He's good RB2.
He's a good RB2. Good 6th-round draft pick. 7th-round draft pick. But, I mean, he's trending in the wrong direction week over week.
Yeah.
If he doesn't fall in the end zone, he has been a bust.
Tough out there. Tough out there.
And the schedule is not good.
No, it's only gonna get worse, I think.
Yeah.
But
David Njoku, good player.
David Njoku's been solid.
Fell in the end zone twice.
Craig, great win. Stay in the game, buddy. Stay in those flames.
Justin Jefferson. Oh, he's back. It's time.
Coming.
Probably next week. Probably not this week.
Craig, can I interest you in a Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson straight up trade?
It does feel like Craig is going to avoid the nightmare scenario of Justin Jefferson not coming back until this week, which is huge.
It does seem like that.
It does feel like this is the week that he will be back.
I think the Vikings feel like they have a shot. And
Josh Job has injected life into the city of Minnesota.
Yeah, they're feeling hype.
Speaking of which, Kyle's probably going to start this week. All right, moving on.
Josh Dobbs.
All right. Yeah, not a lot to talk about here. Travis got fucking blasted. We're blasting off again.
Yeah, Jeremy's setting perfect lineups, basically.
I mean, that's a perfect
lineup. Scoring his points. CeeDee Lamb resurgence been very strong.
Yeah.
Mostert continuing to produce. Najee Harris staying around that.
Gets 30 from
points.
Jets defense.
Yeah, 30 from the Chargers. I mean, listen, Jeremy's chugging along. Don't sleep on him yet.
Listen, any week Najee falls in the end zone, he's a great RB2.
He's a great RB2, man.
He's a great first round RB2.
He gets a
touchdown.
Every
single week that guy falls in the end zone, he's a 3rd round pick.
Let's talk about Travis real quick here.
It's gonna slide. I mean, it's just been Puka time, right? How many L's does Travis have in a row? Feels like a lot. Yeah.
5.
I was like, it feels like a lot.
Travis' team at the beginning of the year, super solid. He was doing great, winning games. He's just been on a skid. And he's hopefully not gonna get off it until next week.
Oh, unfortunately. I just the running back combo has just really let you down. How many times do you click on the wrong B. Robinson?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know how to convince people more than I've already tried. I'll put it on the podcast. I guess that's more. If you're a fantasy football team owner, Stop drafting players coached by Arthur Smith. Just stop it. Just do yourself a favor and draft anybody else who doesn't play for the Atlanta Falcons. It's so easy to do. Like, you just look at the guy on the list and you go, oh man, I want Bijan. Who's the guy right here? Right underneath him? Draft that guy. He's going to do better than the guy coached by Arthur Smith.
Travis, listen, hopefully you can turn it around. Whatever happened to Travis's quarterback?
Sure.
That's your god.
He drafted Daniel Jones, which we all told him was dumb on draft night.
Yeah,
he overdrafted Daniel Jones for like the week 2 matchup, where he did really well, and then like never did anything again. And I'm pretty sure he drafted him in like the 9th round, like too high. He also lost Khalil Herbert, who he gets back this week probably, maybe next week.
Love Khalil Herbert.
So he's down a running back. He's down Deebo Samuel. Like, there are reasons that Travis is on this skid.
True.
It's not like, Puka was carrying the early season. He has fallen off a cliff since Cooper Kupp came back. It's one good week, but like, I mean, these are 3. You can't even start him at this point. Like, you're just hoping that Carson Wentz starts for that team moving forward, and then Puka probably has value once Carson Wentz starts playing for that roster. Unless Matt Stafford plays, and then Puka also has value.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that they signed Carson Wentz isn't a good sign for Matthew Stafford.
No, Matthew Stafford's career is quickly circling the drain. He's old and he gets hurt. Mark Andrews has also been, not a letdown. He's definitely been great, but he has not been. I don't think he's been 3rd round worthy. Maybe he has. Yeah, maybe he has. It's close.
Check the tight end
leaderboard. I think we're done with this matchup, so we'll just go right there. I believe, because I did this, I was doing a lot of tight end checking today. I think he's tight end 2.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he is.
2.
He's tight end 2, but like, when you're drafting him in the 3rd round, like, you're trying to get point differential, right? And like, that's what he's not creating. It's like I drafted Hawkinson where in the 5th, so I got 2 rounds of value for 4 less points. Sam Laporta is 20 rounds of value for, he's a waiver pickup for 15 less points, and he's had a bye week. And I don't know, and Mark hasn't. Same thing with Cole Kmet. Same thing with Taysom Hill. Like, anybody, even George Kittle, everybody above this line feels like they would have been a better pick than Mark Andrews.
It's a hot year
in terms of value.
Hot year for tight ends.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it next week.
Is it next week already? Bang!
You know it, baby.
My pick. Me. Nathan is the active decision. He pulled him out of his lineup. He doesn't know who he's going to start. Is it Deontay Johnson? Is it Drake London? I don't know who he's going to start. I don't know who I want him to start.
You better start Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. Nathan beats you.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Why are you saying that? Like, it's not possible. Listen, bro, I can't sustain this undefeated streak all the way to the postseason, all right? That's not possible, okay? We're going to drop one of these games out here. Nathan's got a good, solid roster. I'm looking across the leaderboard. I'm just sitting here thinking, wow, maybe this is the Christian McCaffrey down week. He just has a real bad week. 2-3 points tops, Wouldn't that be so unfortunate?
It would be unfortunate.
And then Josh Allen just drops 50. Like, it's just a wild week, You never know what's going to happen.
Nathan, I'm rooting for you, buddy. Anthony's doo-doo butt. All right, I think we can all agree.
I'm playing against Andrews Christian McCaffrey this week in Fever, and I have Josh Allen in that league. So that is where that hate is coming from. Travis Etienne, oh my God, no, my guy. That bet is going to become void after 0 weeks, by the way. That bet's not going to start because Jamar Chase got hurt. And I find that hilarious. We could have counted last week and it almost wouldn't matter because he's so mediocre as a fantasy football asset. Anyway, I mean, I'm obviously going to win. My running backs against Nathan's running back. The trio battle begins. David Montgomery's going to come back and ruin my entire season.
I will say,
sad.
Like, legitimately, all 3 of Nathan's running backs matchups are terrible.
I know, it's great. We love it out here.
In a normal situation, I'd probably just pick you, but man, something about the narrative. I want Nathan.
You're like, I'm all over narrative street. Nathan, it sure would be a shame if you start the wrong wide receiver in that 2 slot.
Deontay Johnson, buddy. Pretend Drake London's not even there.
Dante Johnson, Drake London. Oh, Tyler Boyd. Oh no, no other guys are playing for the Bengals this week. Is it Tyler Boyd?
It is not. Moving on.
It's me, your boy. Oh, upset alert!
Wow.
Give me Travis. Talk about narrative street. We dunked on him in last week's review. And I'm sitting here just going, you know what? I like these running back matchups for the B-Rob boys.
They're not bad. Travis's matchups
Also, your
are
team
pretty
is not here this week. So that definitely weighed into my decision.
My team is just fine, dude. I got depth to spare. Okay?
AJ Brown is on the bench, bro. Your whole team's gone. That's pretty much how I view your roster. All right.
Listen, that is ridiculous.
Nico Collins might not play.
That honestly, I kind of wish that he doesn't. That would make my decisions a lot easier.
This guy is starting Nico Collins and Tyler. Honestly, this is a bye week L for my boy Andrew. Travis comes out here. He does not start Derek Carr because that guy sucks at football.
That's respectable. You shut up.
Yeah, we're starting Jared Garf. I don't know who you start. Deebo Samuel, big week, comes back, scores all the points for the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't.
D-Hop
don't see
against a
that happen.
bad Tampa Bay defense.
Just don't see.
Khalil Herbert returns, the triumphant return of Khalil Herbert. He doesn't have to start Brian Robinson. He can start Khalil Herbert. Yeah. Honestly, this is just a path of, like, you're playing against Dallas. This is against Buffalo. Cleveland. Your matchups are horrendous. And you have bye weeks. Listen, my heart says vote for my boy Travi. He's not done yet.
Travis, listen, I wish you the best of luck, buddy, but I think I gotta take myself. Of course I do. Are you kidding me?
Who wouldn't take themselves? Idiot.
Oh,
Wow,
my goodness.
that's back to back, by the way. This is gonna be a big point week. Give me my boy Evan.
I also am in the.
Oh no, Bender! What are you doing, Bender? Better no! No!
Dude, Bender's going full kamikaze. He is. He's like, I am either gonna soar to the skies or
no.
It's a little too steep, my guy.
Bender, Deshaun Watson, do it. Taylor Heineke, do it. Gardner Minshew, do it all. Wait, is Bender the one who played quarterback roulette today? Or that was Dan, wasn't it?
Dan.
Dude,
cycling.
Somebody ad dropped 9 QBs earlier today.
I was about to flame Dan in the chat, but I was like, you know what? He's just thinking. He's just going through his process.
Just going through his progression.
Yeah. Listen, I'm taking Evan. No Jalen Hurts. Jamar Chase playing is getting more and more unlikely. Who knows?
Who's on
Who
my
knows?
team?
No Jalen Waddle, no Goddard. I mean, Bender, we were talking shit about your team when you had those players in the starting lineup. Now we're going to talk shit about it when you don't have those players in your lineup.
Yo, Bender, offer on the table. I will give you Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott for Jamar Chase. Offer on the table. I'm just saying.
Listen, Bender. I will give you Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, Tyler Lockett for Jamar Chase. That's a steal for you.
Dude, he doesn't have a quarterback. My offer's way better.
That's an absolute. Dude, he could pick up any good quarterback. He'll be fine.
Which one? Which good quarterback can he pick up? Honestly, unironically, start Tyson Bagent before you start Bryce Young. Start Tyson Bagent. Secret Bagent, man. Rename your team. Rebrand. You need a rebrand. You see this? Honestly, this is why you have so many losses. Your team is named after a player who's doing poorly, so you will do poorly. That's how it works, guys.
Wow, that is fair. Evan,
Bijan not performing. That guy not performing. Jeremy on the come up because CeeDee Lamb is performing. Drew Shalhoub on the come up. Josh Allen's performing. It's all about your name, guys.
Wow, no, he's right. Yeah,
Who we got in the next matchup? Bang! We got Kyle.
Wow, you take Kyle here?
I mean, Kyle doesn't have any of his starters in.
Dude, I'm all in on David. Give me all the David here.
Kyle starts.
It's too easy.
Damian Pierce probably. Who else does he start?
I don't know if I agree with that Kareem Hunt start, but you know what? Pop off, King.
Dude, Kareem
It
Hunt is
is.
ballin'. I said it. Kareem Hunt is a
Eh,
walking touchdown.
yeah. Listen, I like David in this matchup. I think Kyle is going to
Gus Bus.
drop this week. And it's going to be unfortunate. It's going to be unfortunate. My man's got Will Levis and Derrick Henry in his starting lineup, unironically.
Yeah. Here's
I'm
the
David all
thing
the way.
about David's team
Okay,
is that
tell me
this
about
isn't a real player. So like this is actually 4.
it. Four on a good week.
Devontae Adams the number 1 bust in fantasy football this year? The number 1 non-injured bust in fantasy football?
Non-injured? Probably. Yeah. He's been pretty bad.
Hold on, we're gonna go to the.
I
I'm gonna
won't
go to the
argue.
results
I
real
won't
quick
argue that.
again.
He's been
Round by
pretty bad.
round.
Round two. He's
Yeah,
middle
yeah,
of
but
round two.
I'm trying to see if anybody above him
Oh, I see what you mean.
busted harder. Tony Pollard is a contender.
Tony Pollard's a contender, and that's it. And Garrett Wilson's injury related.
Great, yeah, Garrett Wilson's injury related. Josh Jacobs is also not great.
Yeah, but he's been way more.
Here's the reason Tony Pollard is better is that Tony Pollard has been at least consistently not sacking your team. Like you're starting Devontae Adams every week because you have to, and he's just dropping single-digit points in 5 straight weeks.
Yeah,
like Tony Pollard at least has a couple bangers in here.
When is Jimmy G coming back?
Who cares? He played in like 3 of these games. Who cares?
I'm just saying, look, Devontae Adams was doing significantly better at the beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the year, yeah, but like
Jimmy
when,
G was there.
Yeah, but Jimmy G played in some of those middle games. Andrew.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm asking.
He played in 5, 6, and 8.
He lost the starting job. Oh.
Yes, that's like he's gone. That guy got benched.
Oh.
He played in 5, 6, and 8. 5, 6.
Well, that's not good.
8. Okay. Yeah, Jimmy G is a bad quarterback. I've been on that train for years. Jimmy G, bad quarterback. Ryan Tannehill, bad quarterback.
David, I'm going to send you a trade for Devontae Adams, buddy. I'm going to send you a trade for Devontae Adams. I believe.
David, if he sends you a guy with a pulse, take it.
I'm a believer. Shut up.
If he sends you a guy with a pulse, take it. This guy still hasn't played Kansas City yet, or the Jets. And Andrew's like, I'm going to trade for him. Andrew's like, I'm going to go get him.
You know what? I'm going to give me a piece of that.
Andrew's like, I love playing against good defenses. I don't see the path for Kyle's victory here, but I just feel it. I just feel it in my bones.
Okay, good analysis.
Honestly, I just feel it in my bones. It's Jets against backup Aiden O'Connell. Moving on.
Ooh.
Is this
back-to-back
wins for the boy, Craigathy?
No, dude. No. Did we pick opposite all the way down? Dude, I'm taking Dan. Easy.
No, we both picked Evan.
We both picked Evan.
We both picked Evan. Fuck. I didn't mean to go
listen,
wow, points up for grabs in the pick'em this week.
It's going to be a crazy
It's a spicy week.
Listen, Dan's got this. Dan
no, you don't. Dan ain't got nothing. You're picking Dan without the Miami stack? You're crazy.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
Dan's throwing in the B team, and you're like, he's got me, dog.
Dude, the Miami stack is what's so confusing for his team. Now it's all clear.
It's all clear that they're all bad, so they can all try their hardest. Before they were like, oh, 2 and Tyreek will carry us, so we don't have to try so hard.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Now they know. Now I do not agree with this Michael Wilson, but you know what? Whatever, man.
Honestly, I kind of do. Over what? Like Josh Downs? Like who cares?
See, listen. Hear me out.
Josh Downs has been
Miles Sanders.
Disgusting.
Do you
remember last week during our rundown when you were like, I feel a weird game for... This is not going to load. I feel a weird game for Miles Sanders. Yeah. You were like, I'm feeling like 16 touches from Miles Sanders.
I didn't say 60 touches, but...
Yes, you did. It's on video.
Listen, dude, he's got 11 touches.
I know.
He's got 9 touches, but...
It was 11. You're right.
The decision that I was making last week with my team, Miles Sanders was the highest scoring player, and I put him on the bench. So clearly, I was right and wrong at the same time.
Tragedy.
Powerful thing to me. I'm taking Dan, dude. You're a fool. You're a silly fool.
Dude,
You're a silly fool, and you should feel silly.
Listen, Greg is playing the 200 IQ, the fucking 500 IQ game. He just says who's playing a team in New York this week and starts their defense, and it's working for him. All right.
Just getting it done.
I will say I don't love. Also, Jamal Williams, my low key. I mean, it's kind of injury related, but like
What was he drafted?
in the 8th, which is like really
Oh,
low,
nah,
but like,
yeah.
he's
You're out of
cuttable.
Oh yeah, he's
He shouldn't.
cuttable, for
He shouldn't
sure.
be on a roster.
Anybody after the 7th round cannot be considered a bust.
That-
in my opinion.
I think that is fair. But yeah, I don't know. That guy was expected to be like a early season like grinder, and his injury just like gutted him. I believe in the Craig Street narrative. I also believe that Dan's team is incapable of winning in back-to-back weeks.
Ah,
So
let's go,
go
Dan. Prove
Craig.
him wrong.
Well.
Wow.
What do we have here?
I also chose Mr. Gregory.
Wow, Greg, it's so unfortunate that you're gonna lose because you got double picked. It is just so tragic for you.
Like, honestly, the more I look at Jeremy's team, I'm like, that team can win easy.
Jeremy's team can win so easily. Here's the key to Jeremy's team. Jeremy has so many decisions to make, bro.
A lot.
So many decisions to make. Jeremy's got to go, which quarterback do I start? Which tight end do I start? Which wide receiver do I start? Do I start both tight ends? No, I don't start both tight ends. Wait, that other running back, should I start him? Greg's team, straight forward. We're locking in the boys. James Conner is back. Dude, anybody with a Cardinal this week, I'm taking him. That's pretty much how it is. Jeremy's Cardinal on the bench. I'm not taking him. Jeremy has the number 1 Cardinal, and he's not starting him. Michael Wilson's in play this week. James Conner's in play this week. Trey McBride on the bench. Oh my God, the double Cardinal. Greg, what are we doing? I don't think Jamar Chase is going to play, which I think is a really big factor for me. I do think T. Higgins is going to play.
I would agree. I think Higgins is going to play.
I absolutely 100% see a path for Jeremy here. This game was the coin flip for me.
100%. Yeah, this could be such a coin. I might switch. I might switch just to make it more dangerous. Just put all the points up for grabs.
All the points up for grabs. Hell, I'll take Bender. You take Jeremy. I'll take Bender. We'll see where the chips fall.
I'll take Jeremy if you take Bender. Just
no shot.
Full spike. No, you pussy.
No shot. I'll take Jeremy if you take Bender.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, pussy.
No.
God, Bender, I don't love your chances this week. Bender's gonna win. It's a lock.
Bender's totally gonna win.
Bender's a lock that he's gonna win.
Bender's gonna win. Dude, I just might switch to Bender now.
Fuck around and find out. Why don't you?
Yeah, dude, I want all the points.
I will say, Jeremy, get fucking Deontay Foreman out of your starting lineup.
Dude, he's gonna split carries.
Dude, start Raheem Mostert. He might score more points than Deontay Foreman.
You leave Deontay alone.
Why does everybody who has one Chicago running back on the roster have an obligation to have 2? That's what I don't understand.
It's a crazy thing.
Dude,
if
none
you pick up one,
of them are startable, but you have to have at least 2 of them on your roster.
Yeah,
it's like fucking Exodia. You have to have a summon in the form of a bench slot to play a Bears running back. This is the Brandon Ayuk 0 week, by the way. Is the actual reason? Yes, it is. It's 100%. It's his 0 week, dude. Devo's back. Kittle's back. They're coming off the bye. It's the McCaffrey Kittle Devo week. This is the Ayuk 2-piece.
Dude, I've already switched to Jeremy, dude. Jeremy's gonna win this so easy.
Wow, now it's a game. Because when we're both on Greg, it's a lock for Jeremy. When we're split, things are up in the air. We don't know who's going to win. It could be anyone. He's got Taysom Hill on his bench. You know how many points this guy's going to score? So many points.
0.
Please.
Jeremy absolutely swindled you in that trade. You got fleeced.
Yeah, I did. And I know that. And I knew that when I went into that trade. And I don't think it matters. Because my team got better on the other side of the trade. Don't let the fact that somebody else's team is going to get incrementally better than yours after a trade stop you from making a trade, guys. When you're making a trade, just go, did my team get better after the trade was over? That's all that matters. Don't worry about did their team get better comparatively to where their team was. Just worry about did my team get better. And simply, before I made the trade, I had a quarterback who was going to sit on the bench for every week for the rest of the season, except for one. And now I have the number one tight end in fantasy football through the last 4 weeks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And now Jeremy has a great quarterback who might play this season. For all we know, Justin Fields might throw some passes next week in practice and go on IR for the rest of the year, which I am fingers crossed because I would really love that meme. By the way,
Oh my.
last point on that. For anybody who doesn't know, Jeremy and I traded Taysom Hill for Justin Fields straight up today. 20 minutes later, the trade wasn't even locked in yet. We had accepted, but the commissioner had not pushed it yet. Justin Fields doubtful for Thursday night. Like, immediately. To be fair, Jeremy goes, I don't think Justin Fields is going to play this week when we made the trade, but it was just really funny that like 10 to 15 minutes later, it was like, oh, he's not playing this week, so we'll have to wait another week to see. Buffalo against Denver is the backbreaker for me. That's all we got. Anything else? Anything else? Check? Points for closing in. Here I come. We got 55 points here. Points against. Hey, look, there's us again. We're so close.
Get away from me.
We didn't really look at standings. Is there anybody?
What are you talking about?
Well, like we looked at standings, but I guess next week is probably playoff picture.
Yeah, next week.
Looking at, let me look at the schedule really quick again. Let's see. We got 3-6, 3-6. These 2 games. These are your playoff games right here. If you're one of these 4 teams and you lose to your counterpart this week, you are probably done unless you're Greg, because you'll be 5-5. Everybody else will be 4-6, and you're guaranteed that at least 1 4-5 teams win this week. You're guaranteed to have at least 3 5-5 teams at the end of the week, minimum. Now 3 5-5 teams plus the 3 of us. That's a playoff bracket. So yeah. Bye.